outbreak of the coronavirus, transportation of vegetables has been disrupted on mainland China.
買到係廿幾蚊，而家個40豆真係接受唔到，好難接受啊！
Food scraps are useful organic resources which could be composted to help plants grow. Centralized treating food waste methods in OPARC 1 increase the carbon footprint and have an extremely low recycling rate. When food waste goes to landfill, it produces methane, foul odor, and takes up lots of land. A centralized approach is an ineffective waste management strategy, and our project is to bring food we waste to food we eat through a decentralized method. Our brand name, Fungi-Up, represents the fungi to upgrade our soil, the food we eat, and even the environment and life. Our pilot scheme is a narrative of food scrap and fungi in the soil. Our vision is to use organic fermentation method to return food we wasted back to soil, and then utilize microorganisms to cultivate that food we eat in our living community. Hence, we would motivate the general public to take part in the waste to food cycle. First, to convey the message of recycling unavoidable food scraps. Second, encourage people to participate in the entire recycling to farming loop. Finally, through the farming experience, appreciating every grain is hard-earned. Our service package provides user experience with two design elements. In the school's workshop environment, students complete the bokashi making process while playing and learning with the fungi family. We designed a collection of modular furniture that is functional, replicable, flexible, and uses recyclable materials. There are sets of seal boxes that would be stored under the chair, table, and storage shelf. The seal box serves as a food scrap storage box, bokashi bedding container, fermentation, composting, and a planting box. These boxes contain the whole process of bringing unavoidable food scrap back to soil. The modular furniture can be used in a variety of ways for co-working or leisure areas. The design of the modular table allows users to easily take the utilities and co-work with others to finish the bokashi making. We emphasize the relationship between man and nature. The foam box planted behind the seating is treated as the natural air purifier of the space. We hope to design a co-creational space. This green space is also a space for users to take a break from work and relieve the stress throughout the day. The design of the collection of modular furniture is user-centered, allowing users to co-create and water-resistant. Encourages people to participate in the entire recycling to farming loop. For the gamified education platform, we rebranded the step of making bokashi fertilizer to the step of making layer cake. After the program launch, students can put their study information and start building the food scraps recycling homeland with classmates. Through watching Soil Baby's story, students get to understand through making bokashi cake. They are transferring food waste to food for the soil. After the toolkit is given, the rewarding and fun journey starts. The first task is collect bokashi cake's ingredients. Back home, students will hunt the treasurable food scraps with their parents. Once they find one on the list, they can unlock the character Freshly. The more kinds of food scraps are being recorded, the more food scraps clothes will be given to Freshly and the locked characters. Then students will bring the collected food scraps to school to do task 2, amass bokashi cake's ingredients. Students can put food scraps into the storage box to unlock the next character, Goody. The system will record the weight of the food scraps and transform them into food for Goody and other characters so they will grow bigger. Students will start the task, make the bokashi cake's bread part. Students need to make the eco-enzyme first. Students will collect fruit scrap and cut them into small pieces. Put 3 ratios of cut fruit scrap, add 1 ratio of brown sugar, add 10 ratios of water. Close the container and shake it to mix all the ingredients. When eco-enzyme is produced, ID will be unlocked. 2 months later, students can enjoy mixing eco-enzyme with rice bran. Add the rice bran on the pad. Pour the eco-enzyme into it. The process is like playing with sand. After the bedding is well mixed, a student can knead and create clayman figures from the bedding. The platform will encourage students to create more figures and will record the shape for students to decorate their cake. Then it's time to make the bokashi cake. First, Freshly will announce the food scrap collecting mission. Students and parents are encouraged to discover all kinds of food scraps in daily life. The platform will detect whether the food scraps are recyclable and from a food pyramid for each family. Students will then bring the food scraps to school and make bokashi. The term bokashi is a Japanese word that means fermented organic matter. Bokashi is an anaerobic method which employs bacteria that don't need oxygen. The benefits of bokashi composting are giving off less odor, requiring less maintenance, and taking up less space. First, add bokashi bedding at the bottom of the container. Then, add the food scrap. Continue layering and seal the container. A bottle of bokashi is produced. After the class uploads group photos with bokashi into the system, students can unlock Yuri and design their own bokashi cake. They can utilize the decorated bedding and the different types of food scraps they have uploaded to the system before and design any cake they want to create. Finally, the last task. Deliver the cake to Soil Baby. 2 weeks for bokashi to ferment, 2 weeks to bury the bokashi in the soil. Bokashi compost is ready to feed the plant. Students can unlock Natty after adopting a Soil Baby at school, in a community garden, or in farmland. After Soil Baby receives the cake, the platform will invite students to take a group photo for them, which is also a record of progress. They can enlarge the characters up to the amount of food scraps they have amassed, dress their favorite characters with the food scraps clothes they have collected in Step 1, and form an attractive and fulfilling achievement photo. By sharing the photo on social media, users could get characters' peripheral products, get a chance to interact with the character in real life, or receive discounts for purchasing vegetables, depending on where the adopted Soil Baby locates. The platform will keep sharing the conditions for plants that grow on the adopted Soil Baby to let students and parents see how their effort has paid off and encourage them to continue. Eventually, they will learn to accomplish all the steps by themselves. In the future, each and every household can start co-working with bacteria to create an urban food recycling system that belongs to them and make the life-changing process of domestic food scraps possible.